Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Vyseroy and today we're going to play some Solar Expanse, which is currently coming out into early access tomorrow on the 9th of April. So Solar Expanse is a realistic space simulation that puts you in charge of a space exploration company. This is the initial scan, so we're going to spend the next 30 to 45 minutes, maybe longer, checking out the very start of the game to see if it earns a spot in your library. We'll be looking at the basics of planning space missions and managing the costs of expanding across the solar system. This game is developed by Space Ops and published by Games Operators, and thank you again to the developer and publisher for a free copy of this game to check out slightly earlier than the early access release. You can find this on Steam, and should we get stuck in? So a bit of a disclaimer, I have already played this game yesterday, but for whatever reason, my OBS settings changed and it didn't record any of my microphone audio, so there is that. So let's get stuck in for the first time, the second time. So we're gonna go with, so we can choose which space agency we want to go with. So we got Solex, NASA, ESA, CNSA, and Roscosmos. Because I'm in Europe, I'm just going to go with the ESA. The starting traits for the ESA is we get improved electric engines and computing technologies, and we start with the research lab, which is really handy, obviously for doing research. And then in this version of the game, you can only go with a realistic solar system, but you got a simplified solar system, TRAPPIST, Kepler, and then a couple of others that are coming at a later date. So start date, you can only choose one, but in the full release game, you have other options of the expansion, colonization era, and a race beyond. So we're going to start in 2020, which is 6 years in our past. Let's see how we get on. So we're going to keep the tutorial enabled, just so I can walk you through the early stages of the game. And rival corporations, we're going to have NASA and the CNSA and leave it on difficulty level 2. Nice middle of the line, middle of the road. Welcome, Director. Your mission is to lead us in the conquest of the solar system and beyond. We're about to schedule our first flights into space, then to the moon and other planets. Eventually, we'll colonize, terraform, and perhaps one day venture to the stars. I'll be your assistant. Look for tutorial information in the top left corner. Okay, so let's get down to business. We will now, that just reminds me of a Disney movie. Let's get down to business. Sorry, I'll see myself out. We will now go step by step through your first space mission. Click on the Earth icon to open the object panel. So this is the object panel. It contains all the information about the planet, as well as buildings, spacecraft, and launch vehicles you have on it. You can begin planning missions here. Our first destination is Earth orbit. Let's type or choose it in the destination box. We're going to go Earth orbit. With your destination selected, we can plan the rest of the mission. So we're going to call it Earth orbit 1. You can change this if you want to. This time we don't necessarily need any sophisticated spacecraft to deliver our cargo to orbit, so let's just use an orbital payload container, which can carry 1,000 kilotons of cargo, which is a lot. This is the cargo screen. Click on Add Module to add the telescope. Modules are built like facilities, but can be moved to different locations to perform their functions. Sorry if I sound a bit nasally today, by the way. I seem to have either the end of a cold I recently got over, or the start of a new one, which would be really irritating if that's the case. So we got a space telescope chosen. Next. Launch vehicles are optimized for moving things from surface to orbit, but aren't capable of traveling to other planets. They're primarily used for launching cargo and spacecraft from Earth's surface to or other planets where either gravity is high or a given spacecraft lacks thrust. Remember that you can always view important info about how things work by pressing the I button. Cheap, simple, single-use small launch vehicle. Costs 50 tons of metal to make, costs 150 tons of fuel to launch, and can carry 10 tons into orbit. So with this, we can only carry 10 tons of cargo into orbit. We're only carrying 2, so that's fine. With everything selected, you can see a summary of the mission length and its cost. Press OK to schedule the mission. So it's going to take, required, effective delta V, 4 kilometers a second. Start date is 8th of January 2020. Arrival date 9th of January 2020, so it's going to take us a day. And it's going to use 27.2 tons of propellant. Let's speed up time and wait. Now it's time to use our new telescope. Let's have a look at the exploration panel. Let's try observing Luna. So we can either click on there, and because Luna is in Earth's orbit, it comes under Earth. And then, in order to start observing the object, you need to accept it. As with most decisions you make, this will reveal what resource deposits can be found there, but not how rich they are. Accept. Contract completed. First orbit. Telescope successfully delivered. Systems check passed. We're ready to observe objects in outer worlds. $15,000 reward. It's time to investigate Luna more closely. Please select the Earth. So our next mission is to explore Luna. We cannot hope to reach farther if we don't start in our closest neighborhood. It's time to send a probe to Earth's companion. Prepare a spacecraft to deliver a probe to Luna. It will allow us to search for resource deposits on the lunar surface. So we need to construct Iris, construct a probe, deliver probe from Earth directly to Luna. So I'm going to click on Earth, open the spacecraft construction panel. We need to make Iris, which is going to cost, it can carry 2 tons of cargo, 20 tons of fuel, and requires 20 tons of alloys to make. So we're going to construct that. Fast forward time to allow the construction to complete, which takes a little while. As you can imagine, in real life, making a spacecraft isn't a quick thing. We will need a probe for this mission. We can construct it in Modules and Facilities construction menu. So we're going to go here, probe. It's a cute little probe. Accept and speed up time once again. You can see the progress nearly done. And complete. Press and hold the left mouse button on the module icon and move it. So I'm going to move this to Luna. It's a good way of, you can either click the mission button over here, mission planning, or if you drag an object to a planet you want to send it to, it starts the mission planning as well. So Earth to Luna. Next. Important info. Spacecraft are vehicles designed for traveling between planets and orbits. They vary greatly in thrust and efficiency, with some being able to launch from lower gravity worlds unassisted, while others can travel great distances with minimal fuel. They are the primary way of transporting cargo and crew between places. Okay. As we're leaving Earth's orbit, we need a spacecraft. Select Iris. It's light and cheap, perfect for delivering probes. Next. Make sure the probe is selected, which it is. Next, we're going to use Sparrow as our launch vehicle because it's cheap and easy to use. Unfortunately, it's single use. We can research ones later on that are reusable, which is good. Next. Okay, so here's our mission information. Doesn't require a super amount of propellant, does it? So it's quite an efficient mission. Oh, 155 tons. Flight cost 11.5, launch cost 136. Oh, wow. So yeah, if we manage to establish something in Earth orbit, it'd be a lot cheaper to send things to other planets at that point. Speed up time. And here is our probe. I like Yugamoshi's, it's cool. Iris heading to Luna. Contract completed. Explore Luna. Touchdown confirmed. Data feed established. We'll be getting survey data on resource deposits soon. Finding out what riches lay on the moon. $150,000. Unlocks contract Lunar landing. It's time for a grand return to the moon. Let's construct our most powerful launch vehicle and a spacecraft capable of bringing crew to the moon and back. We might not be the first humans there, but we will make sure to be the ones remembered. It's quite cool, I like that. $2.2 million reward for this one. So we need to research the Stratos. We need to construct Stratos on Earth. We need to construct the Eagle launch vehicle. And then we need to deliver a crew compartment type S with crew on board from Earth directly to Luna and then bring them back within 10 days. Okay. So research. We need to find Stratos, which is in the spacecraft. Ba-ba-da-da, da-da-da. There we go. Stratos. Powerful upper stage capable of independent operation in space, ideal workhorse for the moon and beyond. Research, 58 days to research that one. So we're going to speed up time. You can speed up time quicker than this, but it recommends this speed for some reason. Ooh, we found silicon on Luna. Earth Observatory. Oh, I missed that then. If you miss a notification, you can click this and you can see where it was. Earth Observatory starts observing for resources on Mars. Now we need to construct Stratos and send it on a mission. You should know how to do it yourself now. Good luck. Okay, so we're going to go to Earth. We're going to construct... Do we have a crew compartment? Yep, we do, so we don't need to do that. So spacecraft, we're going to make one Stratos. We're going to make one Eagle launch vehicle. Then we're going to speed up time to allow these to build. And while it's doing that, should we set another set of research? What should we go for? A solar sail technology? What would be handy? Go wind turbines. So this is for power like on Earth and other planets that we've colonized. So we currently have access to solar cell arrays, wind turbines, wind power generators similar to ones on Earth, designed for vastly different planetary conditions and ease of construction on site. But we have to have a planet that has an atmosphere to have wind, which the moon does not. So nuclear power? That seems like a good one to go for. Seems like the next natural stage. So we're going to speed up time for our spacecraft constructions to complete. You can see they take a little while to do. So Stratos is nearly complete. And then they should start on the Eagle construction. I'm not sure if you have more than one vehicle assembly building on a planet. You can like construct two things in at the same time. I haven't tested that out yet. Okay, so we're going to plan a mission. We're going to go to Luna. So, you know, moon is Luna, Luna's moon. Luna sounds a bit cooler than the moon. So this is going to be Luna 4. We're going to send Stratos. We're going to add a module and then make sure we got the crew compartment selected. Eagle's our launch vehicle. We need a lot of launch capacity to put Stratos in orbit for the mission. We could probably get away with the other launch vehicle, which can carry 43 tons into orbit, because like this capsule's only 10 tons. So I'm not entirely sure why it makes us use the Eagle one when the other one would be sufficient. Supplies represent food, oxygen, water, and other necessities for human survival in space. They can be made on farms or purchased on Earth, and are required by humans in transport to survive the trip. If they're trapped for an extended period without supplies, they will die. If spacecraft supplies capacity is too low, load additional supplies in the cargo hold. Humans in habitats consume less supplies. They can also survive without supplies. However, without them, they won't do any work, as they are too busy keeping themselves alive. I mean, that's valid. If you're going to run out of food, that would be a priority, right? Okay, so we're going to send 5 crew to Luna. And this mission launches on March 10th and is March 17th, so we're there. Touchdown! Our crew has successfully landed on Luna. We aren't prepared for a long-term stay yet. You should send our crew back to Earth before the supplies run out. Please open the Luna object panel. So here's the object panel for Luna. You can see our little probe thing from before. You can see our crew compartment, which has just arrived with the rocket. So currently on Luna, we have 457 tons of fuel. We have 5 humans and 0.62 tons of supplies. So what we're going to do now is on a return journey back. So we're going to go back to Earth. Next, Stratos. So this is reusable, so we don't have to make these every time. We're going to add modules and choose the crew compartment. Next, launch vehicle. We don't need one because Luna has weak gravity, so this ship is capable of taking off from Luna and sort of like just gliding back to Earth kind of thing. Not to Earth, but like obviously uses fuel to get to Earth, but then it sort of can glide to land. So it estimates that we only need 56 tons of propellant for this flight, so quite efficient. Now we can see the capsules disappeared there and the crew, so those are no longer resources and some of the fuel's gone. These are the things that we can mine on the moon, or Luna. Lunar landing. The crew landed successfully with no issues. The news is already talking about this. We made history today. It's been decades since anybody achieved it. It's good timing that this game is coming out now, you know, with the Artemis 2 mission going on at the moment, where they've done an orbit of the moon, a close orbit, taken some really good photos. Or some good mission data. It'd be interesting to see how the Artemis program sort of continues over the next couple of years, because I think the plan is for them to eventually land and have a base set up on the moon, so that'd be really cool to see. A $2.2 million reward. We've unlocked the contract to explore Mars and Space Dock. So this is where I think the tutorial ends. And now we have to do our own things. So, should we explore Mars or should we make a space dock? I think we should make a space dock first, because if we can make a space dock in orbit, it'll be more fuel efficient then to launch missions from there to Mars. So I think that's probably a good idea. So what do we need? We need orbital construction. So if we make an orbital construction module, which is here somewhere. It's not going to be under mining. Ooh, we've unlocked our nuclear. Didn't notice that. Oh, it's down here. Being blind. Accept. So we're going to make that. We also need to deliver 150 tons of alloys, 50 tons of polymers, and 25 tons of electronics to Earth orbit, and construct an orbital shipyard with those things. So let's start our next bit of research. So with nuclear power, what did we unlock? We can now unlock nuclear propulsion. Nuclear thermal rockets utilize the high energies of nuclear reactors to accelerate propellant to far greater speeds than in chemical engines while maintaining good thrust. So unlocks the liquid core and Prometheus. And then got this one, to handle greater temperatures, new alloys that can handle thermal loads beyond those of known elements need to be researched, which unlocks molten fission systems. That's cool. So I think we're going to unlock, research the nuclear propulsion, because that will then give us access to... I've gone past it, I haven't. Prometheus. So the first true nuclear rocket, more than double the efficiency of chemical rockets while still maintaining high thrust. And then by unlocking this, we get the Prometheus spacecraft and also get to unlock the Hephaestus, if I've said that right. Nuclear thermal electric spacecraft capable of significantly cutting down travel time between planets. And of course we got Hermes, which we can research as well. And Selene, which is a light spacecraft with an electric engine for moving probes and small cargo to distant objects. So this would be a good one for sending missions to, like with probes to other planets. So we're going to research that. And then we'll maybe do expanded cargo bays in the not too distant future. Improve capsule constructions, takes a while, so does that one. Terraforming. So transformation of celestial objects into an Earth-like environment. I wonder if we could do this on Luna. Don't know if we could, but maybe? We're not quite there yet. I imagine we're going to need lots and lots of resources to be able to do these things. Something we don't have in abundance right now. Okay, so how are we doing on our construction? 70 days. Not wasted time, of course, because there's not many other missions we could run at the moment anyway. There we go. So we have this. We want to send this to Earth orbit. Yeah, we're going to use an orbital payload container because we need to send other resources up too. So we got our orbital construction kit, which is 50 tons. Then we're going to add electronics. We need 25 tons of that. And we're going to add polymers. We need 50 tons of that. And finally, we need alloys. We need 150 tons of that. So it's 275 tons at our 1,000 ton limit. We're going to use Eagle. And okay. We're also going to construct Falcon for small missions too. So Sparrow's the only one a single use, so it's worth having a Falcon, worth having an Eagle. Just so we cover, like, we don't want to use Eagle if we don't need to, if we're only sending a small amount of things up into orbit or to another planet, because, you know, why have an 800-ton capable launch vehicle when you can get away with a 43-ton one, right? Just makes sense, more efficient. Okay, so we're Earth orbit. We have our orbital construction. So now what we're going to do is turn that into, if I can find it, an orbital shipyard. Speed that up a bit. This will mean we can construct ships in Earth orbit. And launching from Earth orbit, as you can imagine, is going to be quite more fuel efficient than launching from Earth's surface. Falcon constructed on Earth, so we have our medium launch vehicle ready. Oh, look, there's Mercury. Maybe we should construct a probe and send it to Mercury. Or we could do that from Earth orbit. Contract complete. Space the dock is ready. This is where we will build our future interplanetary vehicles and set off to further space excursions. $1.6 million reward, unlocks contract Lunar Depot, required to unlock humans on Mars, unlock cyclical missions. Cyclical? Cyclical? Lunar Depot. It was once said that once you're in orbit, you're halfway to anywhere. This makes it the ideal place for a refueling point for any flights to the outer system. To keep the depot stocked, make sure to set up cyclic flights from a fuel production base on places such as Luna or Deimos. It's cheaper than launching from Earth's surface. So we need to deliver a mobile refinery and mining module to Luna and plan a cyclical mission, and we get $1.5 million for that. So if we go back to Earth, solar array, got a bit of red on there, so I don't know if that means that it's struggling a bit to keep up with power demand. So we're going to make a mining module, and we're going to construct a mobile refinery, which is that. And we're going to send both to Luna. Construct a spacecraft Iris on Earth, construct a probe on Earth, and send to Mars. We could do the Explore Mars one as well at the same time. So spacecraft, we have Stratos, so we need to make another probe. It's probably going to get queued up, actually. So you would have thought building facilities I'm not saying that they're all probably built in the same place, yeah. But we can do both these missions at the same time. It's all good. Oh, we need to build Iris as well, don't we? Another Iris. Okay. Open the mission planning menu. Select your destination. We're going to go to Mars. Is it Mars or Mars orbit we're aiming for this one? It is Mars, isn't it? No point sending the probe to Mars orbit, I suppose. Next. Iris. Next. Add module. Probe. Next. Going to use Falcon because we don't need anything bigger because this is more than capable. So interplanetary transfers. An optimal transfer between planets uses the least amount of propellant but takes the longest time. Such transfers may only be possible every few months or years, depending on the alignment of planets you travel between. You can shorten the transfer time, but that requires significantly more propellant. Using the fastest option selects the transfer that will reach the destination the soonest, based on your current total propellant. You can also choose a different transfer time by clicking on the pork chop plot. The pork chop plot. Why is it called that? Here is the pork chop plot used for interplanetary transfers. For more information, click the I button. Or check the I button. For now, you only have basic spacecraft, so press the optimal button and plan the mission. There we go. And while we're waiting for that, let's launch our other mission to Luna. Let's go back to Earth. Earth to Luna. Next, gonna use Stratos. We're going to add modules, mining module, and we're going to add a mobile refinery as 25 tons. We don't have another launch vehicle to use, so we're gonna have to use Eagle. Doesn't mean we need to fill it with propellant though, right, does it? Minimal propellant needed. Yeah, let's just use the minimal amount we need. We don't need to fill it up, do we? Okay. Hopefully we get it back. Earth Observatory starts observing resources on... Don't miss that. On 21 Lutetia? Lutetia? I don't know how you say that. I'm sometimes terrible at pronouncing things. So we got our 2 missions planned. Spacecraft Earth arrived at Luna. Cool. So now if we go to Luna, plan cyclical mission from Luna to Earth, taking fuel lasting 3 cycles. So now what we're doing is this is going to produce water and extract water. This is going to turn that water into fuel, and then we're going to build up our fuel reserves on Luna. So what we need to do is, so Stratos is already on Luna, so we can use this. Plan a mission, so you can click the button down here too. And we're going to plan a cyclical mission to Earth orbit. So cyclical missions are a way to plan recurring missions between 2 locations. Assigned spacecraft, launch vehicles, and facilities will automatically perform missions according to set parameters. You can set what resources are to be transported from one location to another. Whether the flight should utilize fastest available transfers or fly optimally, and how many times or until when the cyclical mission should reoccur. So it's a cyclical mission. We're going to use Stratos. We're going to wait until the cargo is full and we want it to load fuel. And at the destination, we don't want it to load anything to come back, so we just go to next. We don't need a launch vehicle because they're both low gravity areas. And we don't need one to come back. And we want to do this 3 times optimally. So it uses the optimal flight path. Mission complete. With fuel production on the moon, we have an outpost for further excursions into deep space. Now we can really show what we're capable of. $1.5 million. Unlock contract, Moonbase Alpha. So ground facilities require energy to function. Energy is produced in power facilities. Each type of power facility produces different amounts of energy depending on circumstances. Solar arrays produce more the closer you are to the sun. Wind power only works in an atmosphere, while nuclear power provides a lot of energy anyway, but requires a steady supply of fissiles to function. If you don't have enough energy to power all your facilities fully, they will work at a reduced speed. Unused production facilities only consume power when active, so if certain buildings on a planet are not always active, you can consider constructing batteries to stockpile additional energy. Okay. So Moonbase Alpha. A moon base will greatly benefit our exploration efforts as a forward base outside of Earth's deep gravity well. Establishing such a foothold on our satellite will help us to reach further in space. So have construction equipment on Luna, construct an outpost on Luna, construct fuel refinery on Luna, construct water ice extractor on Luna, and construct... Sorry, cat's in the way, I couldn't read the screen. Construct a solar array on Luna and deliver 10 people directly to Luna. And the reward for this is $6.5 million. So if we go to Earth, spacecraft, we have Iris and Stratos. We are currently researching nuclear propulsion, which will unlock another ship for us. Our mission to Mars is 4% complete, so going quite slowly. The time was paused. So, Moonbase Alpha. So let's get some of these things constructed ready. So we need one of these. We're going to need an outpost. We're going to need a fuel refinery. We're going to need a water ice extractor. We're going to need solar array. And 10 people. And you can't make people on this like that. That's not how making people works. Found rare metal on 21 Lutetia. Good to know. Okay, so we don't currently have any ships on Earth. There's 9 days left on our research there. Nuclear engines, where chemical engines are high thrust and low efficiency, while electric engines are low thrust and high efficiency. Nuclear engines represent the middle ground, more inefficient than chemical engines while retaining reasonable thrust. They can greatly cut travel time between planets. Hydrogen is heated directly by a nuclear reactor and expelled through a nozzle, creating thrust. Further improvements will greatly push the class of engines forward. This class of engines forward. Nice. Okay, so now we're researching Selene. Or is it Selene? It's probably Selene, isn't it? Yeah. But now we've unlocked... If I can find it. Where is it? Now we could unlock Prometheus. So let's add that to our research queue. That's going to come in quite handy for taking large things to orbit and beyond. So how is our construction going? The Stratos can only take 100 tons of cargo. So we should be able to take all of this up in one go, actually. But what we need to do, because we only have one Stratos vessel, we're going to have to construct another one. We don't have 20 tons of polymers. Do we want to buy it? Yes, we do. Might be something worth doing is, so these resources are available on Earth. What we might want to do is start making some of them by ourselves. So the construction equipment is the only thing we're going to need to send to Luna, because the rest of the stuff we build with resources on Luna itself. So these, fuel refineries, water ice extractor and solar array, is for Earth. because we do need to start making some of our own things. We're not reliant on the market. So we have a lot of water anyway, naturally, you know, it's Earth. But if we can make our own fuel, that will help greatly with keeping costs down. We can probably do with making alloy smelting. But for that we also need metal mining base. So if we get 2 of those, and then 1 of those, so at least then we're making metal and alloys, we're making fuel. Supplies. We haven't unlocked farms yet, have we? What's research like for... So we got biotech, space farming, and bioreactors. I don't think we can make farms on Earth. No, I don't believe we can. So we could add that to the research queue. It wouldn't be a bad idea, would it? So biotech, 115 days, and then space farming. Yes. I'll keep an eye on the so that's done. Stratos, we have to wait for that to be finished building. So you can build a spacecraft and these at the same time, so that's good. Outpost. Oh, hang on, we didn't need the outpost on Earth. And get rid of that. Yes. Power, however, will come in handy because we seem to be a little bit under. So we have 4. Research completed Selene, so we can now make that spacecraft. So this can only be constructed in orbit, I believe. Oh no. That could be being constructed in Earth orbit. So you can choose between the 2 up here as well. That's a shortcut between the 2. It's handy to know. So Stratos is ready. Let's plan our mission, shall we? So Stratos, we're going to Luna. So we want to add the construction equipment, and we want to take as many resources that we need for these things up as possible. So we need 40 tons of metal, at least. Metal, 40. We also need supplies. We need 10 of those. So we'll fill as much as we can on this first trip. 50 tons. 125, 50. Okay, so we're just going to take as much metal up as we can. Just to get us started. Next, we're going to use, so it's 100 tons, so we need to use Eagle. It's a bit overkill going from 40 to 800, but... Was he... Yeah, this can only do 10, so it's not any better. So we're going to have to use Eagle. Use the minimal amount of fuel, don't need to use it all. So we'll have to set up another mission then. To set up the rest of the supplies we need. So first things first, let's make an outpost. We're going to send Stratos back to Earth. We're going to send it back empty. Doesn't need launch vehicle. Insufficient propellant on Luna. Ah, okay. This is where taking extra propellant would come in handy. I mean, Luna is making propellant, but not quick enough. We've got 17 tons of propellant. Oop, contract complete. Explore Mars. Aero brake maneuver and soft landing went off without a hitch. We're receiving our first photos of the red planet. Great job, everyone. We'll have a wealth of information on what resources we can find on the planet. Unlock contract, preparation for human landing on Mars, $1.2 million. Unlock contract, gravitational slingshot. Okay, so now we have quite a few missions to do. So we could wait for Prometheus to be finished and send up all... So what we got? Launch vehicles. Where are they? Ah, here we go. Super heavy launch. Unlocks launch vehicle Hawk. Old but reliable super heavy launch vehicle. Ooh, nuclear launch vehicles. Cool. Magpie. Powerful launch vehicle using gas core nuclear engines. So it weighs off these, yeah. Optimize heat shields. Reduces maintenance cost of all launch vehicles by 40%. Ooh, 2,400 days. So with our expertise in operating them, we can significantly optimize the cost and time required to construct reusable rockets. Reusable launch vehicles needed, advanced payload fairings, unlocks research, decreases construction cost of Falcon and Eagle by 25%, increases construction speed by 25%. That's handy. Nike, Sirius, Hephaestus. Expanded cargo base is a handy thing to research. Hermes, Sirius, Athena, Zeus. There's lots of different rockets you can choose from. Look a bit like a ship from Star Trek then at a quick glance. Interstellar travel. We're ways off that yet. That's cool, all different research and all that you can do. Okay, spacecraft. Stratos. Yes. Polymers. How do we make polymers? So we need carbon. Carbon mine. Is there carbon to mine? There is. So let's build a carbon mine. So this mines 0.05 tons. Yeah, let's get one of those as well. Yes. If we can make as much of our own stuff as we can, it will reduce the cost over time. Even though we have $8.9 million at the moment, why spend money if you don't have to, right? We'll wait for Stratos to be completed. I'm probably doing this research tree the complete wrong way, and if I am, feel free to let me know. Polymers production completed on Earth. So yeah, carbon's going up, polymers going up, making a nice healthy amount of them. So power production is 18.6 E, power consumption's 13, stored power 20, so we're doing completely fine on the power front. Okay, so Stratos is ready. Let's prepare another mission. So we're going to Luna. Stratos. We want to take 10 tons of rare metal. I'm going to take as much normal metal as we can. Let's just fill the rest of it with metal. For now. We're going to use Eagle. 3.73 kilotons of fuel. Damn. Scheduled for the 19th of May. Oh, we're there. It's nice how quickly that goes. Okay, so let's make our fuel refinery. Get that up and running. And do we have enough for our water ice extractor? Hopefully we do. 40 tons. Okay, so we need to send this back to Earth. There's probably some of you at the moment shouting at your screen. It's like, you need to do it the other way. Gonna go back empty. Don't need a launch vehicle. Let's go. Okay, so wait for them to arrive back on Earth. There we go. I'm gonna plan a mission. Back to Luna. Just check quickly. So we have 85 tons of metal currently on Luna. So we have enough for that. But we need 10 tons of... so look. Can we send both of these up at the same time? Rare metal. Was it rare metal? Oh, we have... I thought we sent up 10 tons of rare metal. Must have used it. Okay, 10 tons of rare metal. Normal metal. So we have 85 tons already. So we got enough for the 50 there. And there's 125 to make this. So we need an additional 90 tons of metal. And 50 tons of glass. And finally, was it 10 tons of alloys? Yes. There you go, so it's 160 tons. Oh, Eagle's currently refueling. So we'll wait for that. 61 days. Can we speed up time when planning a mission? No, we can't. Ah, no. We should be able to speed up time when planning a mission. I'm going to have to do all that again. Ah, damn. Okay. Okay, so let's close that then. Speed up time. All our launch vehicles are ready. Cool. And let's plan that mission again. So go in from Earth. Oops. Earth to Luna. We're going to use both of these. And we're going to add rare metal, 10 tons. We're going to add normal metal, 90 tons. We're going to add some glass. We're going to need 50 tons. And we're going to add some alloys of 10 tons. Next, we're going to use our Eagle rocket. Oh, it's because we're using 2 ships, okay. So do we build a second Eagle? Eagle. Next. Okay. So that's due to go on the 23rd of December. Fuel refinery completed on Luna. Nice. It currently has nothing to drill. Oh. Now we can use the water ice extractor. And we can get our solar array up and running. Probably should have built the solar array first. And now we need to get 10 people to Luna. So if we send Luna to Earth, we're going to send 2 of these back. We're going to send them back empty. And then we're going to send both of them back to Luna with people. Oh wait, how many capsules do we have? So we have 1 capsule. Let's build another capsule. Because we're probably going to need to send people to other planets and things in the near future anyway, aren't we? So wait for that to finish building. Then we'll plan another mission. So Earth to Luna. 2 Stratos rockets. Oh wait, no, one should be able to carry both. Add modules, crew compartment. Add module, crew compartment, both with 5 people on board. We're going to use Falcon because it's only 20 tons. Here we go. Scheduled for the 23rd of March, so it's already underway. You can see our current missions here, but they're all finished. So spacecraft arrived at Luna. Really doesn't take that long, does it? So conditions on Luna at the moment, not great, you know, obviously because it's a barren rock. As soon as this solar array is finished, then we've completed that contract. Moon Base Alpha, a permanent base of operations, allows us to expand our operations on Luna and beyond. With such an operations center, we can develop spaceflight infrastructure. Great job. $6.5 million required to unlock probing Lutetia, whatever that is. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Unlock contract research laboratories. Well, there you go, folks. That's nearly an hour of the first part of Solar Expanse. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.